Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, all 1 million listeners,
That joke is so tired.
welcome back to episode 8 of A Hill to Die On. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I didn't bring in anything to talk about, like as far as topics go. So you
I
guys are
got
gonna
I
have
got a place for us to start. I got a
fuck
place
yeah.
for us to
You
start.
guys are gonna have to carry this podcast because I'm not. I'm running on fumes today. But yeah, is that a
First of all,
sock on your mic? What the fuck is
yeah, I
that?
was about to say I'm using a sock as a pop filter because I listened to the audio of the last podcast, and while the new mic is great, you can hear a lot of my shit,
Your plosives, if you would.
my
If you would.
plosives.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't want to use the technical word because I don't want to
Man,
alienate our
hey,
listeners.
you a fucking you a
Plosives.
master's degree carrier, man. Oh,
It's
also, can I
good.
just sorry,
Go ahead.
I was gonna
No,
say this. You know how like if you get a PhD, then you become, Jonathan Wilson PhD.
yeah.
Um, some people actually do MFA, and I think it's just hilarious.
Do they do that?
Yeah,
No, they don't.
they do. They do. I'm not
Who?
gonna.
Name them out loud.
No. I'm not gonna leave all that. But I just think it's funny.
Is
Look,
it
I
somebody I
mean,
know?
yeah, it's
Brett
someone.
wants to know. Brett wants to know so that he can know whether he can ask people to refer to him as Master Cassidy.
Master Cassidy is crazy. Sire Cassidy. All right, John, whatever you got, let's do it, man.
Well, I mean, I think the first place we need to start is an apology to our listeners.
Oh
Because
yeah, I'm sorry. This is on me, isn't it? This is
because well,
100% on me.
this isn't just you. This isn't just you. I fully engaged with this in good faith.
Oh
Um,
no, but wait, did you listen to the last podcast? You listened to it all the way, right?
I didn't. I just fast forwarded to the end because I
I
knew that.
I I apologize for you guys, man. I made a little apology for you.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah, man, don't worry about it. Even though I was in the wrong, and I apologize for the two of you because you guys
Yeah.
obviously had a horse in
Wait,
the
did
race.
you record something and add to it?
I did. As I was editing the podcast, I was like, maybe we should put some context about you guys being completely fucking wrong about
Yeah, that was really
who
bad.
was
That was
nominated.
really, really bad.
For
in terms-
context, I made a statement where I said that there are people saying that Lily Gladstone was robbed, and I said, how could she have been robbed if they gave the Oscar to? How could she have been robbed by? They said she was robbed by the white people. I said, how could she have been robbed if they gave the Oscar to a black person? Because I thought she was nominated for Best Supporting Actress, which went to Da'Vine Joy, who's black. Well, Lily Gladstone was nominated for Best Actress, and Emma Stone won. So she was robbed. The whites did take it from her, and I do apologize.
Do we want to take a moment to acknowledge the assumptions that Brett and I made in assuming Lily Gladstone was nominated for Best Supporting Actress?
Well, I'll make that. I have not seen the movie, so I don't know anything about it.
That's
And
yeah.
I assumed that a Native American could not be a leading player.
That's I mean, okay, it's not even yours. You know what? What I'll say is it's a joke. That's a funny joke. It's okay. It's not a funny joke. It's a joke nonetheless, but it's a joke that is honestly rooted in truth.
Yeah,
And
I think that's kind of why it's worth bringing up. Is like,
yeah,
I think
yeah.
it's a moment where like that was happening.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Hollywood doesn't consider like these people, and I shouldn't say these people. Hollywood doesn't consider people who aren't like a certain race to be like leading men or women, whatever. So I
Leading
think
material, yeah.
leading actors. So I think that's a though it is a joke, it is rooted in some type of truth. I think so. Yeah, man.
But thank you for making an apology for us, Komi.
Yeah, man. Black people
You know-
apologizing for white people's mistakes. Not we can make it that.
Yeah, that is what I was. That is what I was going to point
I'm
out.
Jewish. I'm Jewish. So just careful with that.
Okay, well, technically still Caucasian, right?
From the Caucasus? No.
Yeah. Well,
God damn it.
we were just having this conversation before the podcast started, so we were trying to decide whether or not people who are Arab are considered Caucasians, and the answer is yes. Right? I mean, that's the consensus.
I mean, I question how worth getting into this is.
Yeah,
Again.
Sobanite.
Yeah, no, nothing. He's just speaking.
That's
Japanese.
That's a joke just for Komi.
Just for us. Do we have topics that we want to run through, or what's good?
I have one. Unless John has a topic.
No, go for it. Go for it.
John's topic was the apology. That's literally.
No, I
John's
got other small stuff planned.
Oh.
You know,
I do have a
always
topic. I do have
things
something
in
that
my pocket.
I think every single podcast is probably going to talk about right now. But it's the whole Boeing thing. Have you guys heard what's going on with Boeing?
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah. So just like airplanes, just
I have not.
start
So
in midair.
please
So
Enlighten me.
basically it's the number one story going on right now in the States, which John, you don't live here, so you don't know.
No.
But essentially in 2019, there were 12 whistleblowers who came out against, they all worked for Boeing. They came out against Boeing and they said that Boeing's production line is practicing speed of production, and they're putting that over safety and quality control. So then it was this huge article that came out. Boeing was in a lot of trouble. They're still going through a lot of court cases. There's still a lot of recalls that need to happen. There's still plane crashes happening. There's still tail strikes happening. Still lots of issues happening with Boeing that haven't been fixed. They're still going to courts about it, still dealing with federal actual trials. Anyway, this week, the guy who led the whistleblowers committed suicide.
Oh yeah, he did.
He killed himself.
Just like Jeffrey Epstein.
Like Epstein. Then the new article that just came out, that's all over the news now. First of all, that was all over the news. And everyone's like, he couldn't have done it. He didn't kill himself. He was killed. And now the new article is that he told, I guess, his sister-in-law or his friend or something. He told her the week that he died that he wasn't suicidal. He would never commit suicide. And my point is this. He whistle blew on an airplane company about them not being safe. They are not sending assassins after him.
Well, you say that. You
Yeah, I don't
say that.
know. I don't know.
I
There
think
were
it's what
12 others and none of them killed themselves.
did they state to their significant others or family that they were not suicidal?
I
Because
don't
if
know.
they,
My other point is, can a suicidal person just say they're not suicidal?
I feel like people often do that when they feel like they're in some type of obvious danger. I don't know about this. I haven't done enough research about this whole thing with that with the Boeing airplanes. Well, what I will say is very much like Jeffrey Epstein, which of course he obviously killed himself, as we know, under the supervision of police officers or guards or whatever you might have it. It's very suspicious that during the time of a lot of strife when it comes to these planes just falling apart in midair, that the dude who was like leading the whistleblowing just happened to pass away. I think it's strange. Now
He
I'm not
blew
much.
the whistle 5 years ago.
Is it just now coming to light
It's
then, or
just right. That's the
they?
No,
right
no,
amount of
no, no.
time. That's the exact right amount of time to plan the perfect hit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He blew the whistle 5 years ago, and then that's when all the articles came out. That's when the whole story about Boeing started. Since then, Boeing has been in federal trials and everything. But if he blew the whistle 5 years ago, do you think Boeing right now is like, you know what? Fuck that guy.
I don't
Do you
know.
guys do you guys think that like we would make good whistleblowers?
Oh, I want to whistle blow so fucking
Yeah,
badly.
I
The
fucking
right
we keep
time.
talking about it, and all I want to do is blow a whistle right now.
I want to.
Blow the whistle. Honestly,
Uh,
we have some pretty good like dirt on stuff in general. I don't think that it
We
would be
gotta
that big.
we gotta find something to blow the whistle on.
I don't think that it would be that big of a. I don't think it would
hey
make
Komi,
headlines
hey
though.
Komi, check out my shirt.
Yeah, I don't think it would make that big of a splash in like the news headlines, because who cares about that? You know what I'm saying? Like nobody really
Oh, dude, I
cares.
want to make it. I
Oh,
want to make
you're
it so
talking.
much
You're talking.
bigger.
I meant like go find something to blow the whistle on, as
No,
opposed to
no,
something
no,
we
no,
already
Oh, I
know.
no,
see. No, I was thinking
no, no,
about something
no.
that we already
I don't need
have
to
like
find
dirt
anything.
on.
I've got a perfect whistle that's right ready to blow.
Okay, well, don't say it like
You've
that.
got a ticking time bomb of a whistle.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's just waiting to like get
Wait,
something big.
waiting for the opportune moment to strike. If it's 5 years from now, we'll know he's done it right.
Yeah, yeah. He will also
And
need
my
to
my
state.
whistle looks like a long loaf of bread. Comey gets that reference.
He will also he will
I do
also
too.
he will
Fuck
also need to
off.
okay, he will also need to state to us directly that he is not suicidal. It's something that he's gonna have to tell
Oh,
us
yeah. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? I'll die in the most dramatic way possible.
on a stage somewhere.
This is the most cryptic conversation I've ever
Yeah,
had.
they don't need to know. Anyways,
We're straight up talking in code.
I don't have much to talk about. I don't want to have much. Not sorry. I don't have much to say about the whole like Boeing thing. Honestly, I just look. I think that a lot of conspiracy theories are not conspiracy theories. I think that they are rooted in legitimacy. I think that we've had conversation about the whole fucking Kennedy assassination. I still believe that Oswald did not shoot him by himself. Now we'll put that out there, okay?
No,
Jonathan,
wait,
Jonathan,
do
you
you think
guys
there are
can't.
multiple shooters?
I think there are multiple
Yeah,
shooters.
We've talked about this. Comey thinks there were multiple. I think this is on the Lost episode.
This
Comey
might.
thinks there's multiple
I
shooters.
think we were texting about this. I don't know. But yes, there were absolutely multiple shooters. Jonathan, you cannot convince me otherwise. It's ridiculous that you would try to. The FBI and CIA are obviously, well, probably CIA. The CIA was obviously in on it, and we're not going to talk about it too much because we obviously don't want to also be suicidal as well. So, with that said, we could probably move on from here.
CIA just comes after a podcast with 7 listeners.
Yo, are we up
Excuse-
to 7? Are we up to
Oh,
7?
My
That's
brother,
exponential growth.
my brother and his wife were driving to LA and they listened to all of our episodes and
Really?
he texted me.
Nice.
He was like, "Oh man, the podcast is great." So,
Oh,
look,
seriously, he actually really enjoyed it.
no, seriously, yeah, legit. He enjoyed
I
7.
like that on air. I'm surprised that somebody likes it.
Well, yeah. Well, they enjoyed it and they're like, "We can't wait for more episodes." So, look, we have hungry listeners. That's all I'm saying.
I
Okay?
will say this is probably very self-indulgent to say on air, but I have been like as you've sent the edits for the past 2, I've been listening to them and like smiling to myself and enjoying the podcast,
And
which is kind of
enjoying
cool.
my,
Like,
enjoying
it's
my
nice
own
to feel.
voice.
Well,
No,
he's gonna.
generally not the parts where I'm speaking.
Yeah, John's excited because he's like kind of practicing for. Yeah, well, no, they would have already heard this on the episode 7. John's practicing for his movie podcast that he has with his best friend Spencer.
Kind of guy Comey
Maybe
has
I
not.
shouldn't say his name.
He
Comey has
hasn't let
not.
it go. That was
Comey
one of
has-
my other things. That was one of my other things I was going to bring up at the beginning, which is did Homie send you a text separately, Brett?
So here's what I wanted to say about that. Comey did not. He did not, but it's 100% because I said he was going to.
Yeah, I have a text in drafts right now. I'm just like, I don't know if I should send it.
He's
No,
gonna send
it's
an
for
email.
sure in his notes app in like a locked folder. There's a long paragraph
Yeah.
like, "Hey boys, we gotta talk."
I don't think his heart's in it. Do you think he actually bought the mic, or him and Spencer went in halfsies?
Wait, he actually
no.
has this written down?
No, I'm just joking.
Oh. He's
Uh,
not in- his,
So
heart, his heart's not in it.
if we're off the Boeing thing, I would love to talk about. I thought I didn't have anything to bring in, but I guess I do. The whole TikTok ban that's being talked about. I think we can
What's
talk
going
about
on
that
with
as well.
TikTok?
So apparently, the U.S. government wants to ban TikTok, and people are pretty divided about this, and I think it's because people really really fucking love TikTok, but a lot of younger Americans are like, "What the fuck is going on? I can't believe that the Congress is able to pass this type of bill so quickly." So they essentially want to ban TikTok because it's created, or it's, I don't know, by a Chinese company.
The China
Essentially.
connection, right?
Exactly, yeah. So they're like, the government's essentially like, either give the reins to a U.S. company or you are no longer allowed in the U.S. And the argument is obviously like, the whole Chinese connection and stealing people's data and CCP, all that stuff. And then people were like, well, what about Facebook and Instagram? And I'm like, yeah, I get it. Obviously, there are U.S. companies at the end of the day, even if they are selling our data to like Russia or whatever. That's understandable. But a lot of people are upset about it, and I'm just like, I think it makes sense to me.
I guess I would want to know. Here's what I don't know, and this is how I'll make up my mind on how I feel about it. Because I watch TikTok sometimes, and I don't give a fuck if China learns about me. But what I would want to know is, what exactly is China learning? Are they just learning my watching habits? Are they just like learning about like what I want so they can create an algorithm for me? And are they selling my data the same way American companies do? Or are they actually trying to spy on Americans by doing that? And I guess once we know that then I would just make up my mind, because if they're just doing what every other freaking American social media company or video company does, then I don't really care. Like, it should be up to me whether or not I want China to learn about me.
John, I thought you were gonna say something.
I think they should ban it, but I think they
But it's for a
are.
different reason.
I
You
think
have a
they're
different
banning it.
reason.
I think they're banning it for the wrong reasons.
Yeah. No. So I agree with you, John, and that
Actually, you
I
actually agree with me on that?
1,000%. Like, don't even get me twisted. Like, your boy's a media studies major, no big
Let's
deal.
go.
You know
Come
what I'm saying?
on.
But still, I think that
The
I think
medium
that
is the message,
Throwaway,
Kobe.
it's the most throwaway major that you
yeah,
brag about
I
all the
honestly
time.
I've never. When's the last time I brought that
You
shit up?
brag about it all the time, and you're
When?
like, I wrote my thesis on All in the Family.
Last
Brett, are
last
you
episode.
kidding me? This
Last
man
episode.
has been accused of not having a formal education in film. He has to let us know.
This is the most
If
cryptic
I'm
episode. No one's
hold
gonna
on,
know
hold
any
on.
of the
Give me a
references we're
second. Give me a
making.
second. If I'm not mistaken, episode 7, Brett talked about how he had an MFA in the #1 classical theater acting school in the country.
I
Now,
did,
if that's not the
and
most
so do
throwaway
you.
degree, if that's not the most throwaway degree,
It absolutely is. Why do you think I'm living in a shoebox apartment right now?
so if anything, you kind of fucked up. But I agree with you, John, and this is the reason why. One of the main things that the takeaway from the them talking in Congress and the I don't know his name, the CEO of TikTok. One of the things that is constantly being hammered at is that they have two different standards for the U.S. and China when it comes to TikTok. They allow very specific things on TikTok that they do not in China that they do not in the US. Or sorry, in the US that they don't in China. So like obviously there's some type of I don't know, there's something going on in the background there. Whether it be because of the Chinese Communist Party, who knows? Or whether it be because wow, we're more free and we're the US, who
I
knows?
mean, I
But
think a big part of that is that there are just regulations around what can be openly posted on the internet in China.
and that I think is the issue because what is being said is that a lot of things that are being promoted in China are about science and engineering and like educational things or whatever you want to call it, and TikTok is just free reign in the US for whatever the fuck. Now I won't say that because there obviously are certain regulations about what you can post, nudity, whatever, like hate speech or whatever, but for the most part it's pretty free that you can just kind of just post whatever the fuck you want. So
Yeah, I would also argue that like even the regulations that are there, people tend to play pretty fast and loose with.
correct. Yeah. So that's why I agree with you, John. I think that honestly, it's not beneficial. Look, I'm old as fuck. I'm about to turn 28. I don't fucking know. Maybe because I hear a lot of people, kids like use it for as Google essentially at this point.
Yeah,
But
but that's insane. That's so bad if you
yeah,
think about what that is, because that means the information you're getting is not there's I mean, Google already is pretty rough in terms of being able to sort through it and find information that is rooted in some sort of like truth.
sure,
And then so
sure.
if you're going to TikTok for it, then it's just, the it's just anybody's
But none of the
idea
reasons,
they've managed to present well.
none of the reasons you're bringing up are reasons that I think something should be banned. Everything, this is
Yeah,
all.
so my actual opinion, so like I like to say, as it's not even really a joke, but in my ideal world, TikTok wouldn't exist; it'd be banned. But that obviously could never exist, and I think there would be issues around, like moral, political issues around banning something like that. I do think it should be taxed. I think anything that,
Tariffed.
uh, I don't mean the company necessarily. I mean the consumer should be taxed for using it. And I basically the way I think about it is this: anything that consumers consume that we have deemed has a negative benefit to society, that consumers consume it. So alcohol, cigarettes, gambling, that kind of thing. We put an extra tax on. It's a negative externality. We put an extra tax on it. It's harder to buy cigarettes because they're more expensive because
You
of the tax.
you you just become suicidal. The alcohol companies are coming for you. You've just become suicidal.
Yeah, yeah.
He's actually not suicidal.
No, I got 5 years, guys.
Yeah.
I got 5 years to get my point across. Um, but basically, I just think I don't know how it would. I don't know what it would look like, but I really kind of I think there should be some sort of tax around it, where if you want to use it, you have to be paying money to the government, and ideally that money would be going towards education, like internet literacy, like all kinds of any number of things.
Huh. The only reason why I say huh is because I don't think that you can't dictate where the taxes go for that, obviously, right? So
Yeah,
they
I mean, fair enough. I mean that again, that's me kind of being idealistic, but
idealistic.
I do I do think in terms of getting people to use it less and to recognize the negative aspect of it.
Now, question. So a lot of people are like, well, why not fucking ban Facebook and why not ban Instagram as well?
Should.
You know? So what is the for me for I just feel that TikTok is just mind rotting. That's what it feels like. It feels like it's just more stupid than the other apps. That's what it feels like. And it might be because I'm just older. I don't know, but that's how it feels to me. So do you feel the same way about that? Since I don't know how passionate Brett is about this whole thing, but how do you feel about, like, why not ban all of them?
Are you asking me or Brett?
Yeah, you, John.
I mean, yeah, it's the exact same thought where I would be so down to ban all of them.
Ban what? Like YouTube and
social media.
okay.
YouTube's a trickier one,
Yeah,
but
YouTube's pretty tricky.
Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, Twitter. I think it's a hard thing to put a blanket ban on because essentially, like I'm expressing like a kind of authoritarian idea.
Yeah.
Like, like I absolutely see
Well,
the.
you sound like the CCP. It's crazy.
I absolutely see the issue with what I'm saying, and that's why I don't think it should actually be.
I hate social media.
I think the world would be better if they did not exist.
I absolutely agree, but I think the idea of banning something goes against the First Amendment.
Yeah, and that's why I'm saying in practice, I would say something like a tax, something that strongly discourages the use of it, would be an actual like functional option.
Also,
and then I like to be kind of inflammatory and be like, yeah, they should just be banned.
And I just want to say our founders
they use TikTok. John, be careful, okay? Because our videos are posted on YouTube, and this is the only way that we're going to gain a following. So if YouTube is banned, then we're kind of fucked.
I do really struggle.
Komi really wants me to start putting those TikToks up.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, at this rate, it doesn't really fucking matter, does it? Because I mean, if they ban it, then I mean,
it's not going to get banned. It's not going to get banned. There's way too much red tape to get that banned.
They've been talking about doing this since it blew up. And I don't think it's going to happen.
Also, TikTok, is it still even that popular? I think
it's number one app in the App Store. It's people use it, man, every day.
Although Instagram has a TikTok feature now.
I watch it for a few minutes. I watch it for a few minutes a day. Like I'll just scroll for a minute.
Yeah.
Like maybe just a couple minutes. Like maybe like 5 or 6 minutes a day.
Yeah. Sometimes 7.
Well, on weekends.
Yeah.
What's funny is my TikTok feed is all just disabled.
Jesus Christ.
Why?
Are they doing like good things at least?
Hang on. Do you want to tell them what's on my feed?
No.
You don't?
No, I'm not participating. Go
on. She said, I'm not participating. Don't worry.
He said, go on.
Oh, go on.
It's just the number. So I got the Moyon brothers. They're on my feed all the time. Chinese singers.
Okay, you're gonna make it less hard for me to.
Please, please stop it.
No, you can say whatever you want, but you're gonna make it difficult for me to edit this.
Stop what?
No, you did not work.
Why?
Because Komi can edit it out.
I love Bill Burr's joke about that. Have you heard what Bill Burr said about that? Bill Burr said, little person sounds so much more condescending.
Aren't you a little person? Yeah.
Aren't you the little person?
I guess it is a scientific term, but still, I agree.
But there's got to be a better one than little person.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think people use
dwarf,
yeah.
which is okay. I'm not gonna say it. Whatever. Well, let's move on to the next topic.
All right, all right. Oh wait, no, I already had a topic, but I just thought of one.
Yeah, do it. Let's do it.
The Snow White movie that's coming out with what's her name?
I think we talked about this in like episode 2 or some shit. Yeah,
I can't remember what we're talking about. All right,
this is a bad podcast.
It was not.
It's not.
Komi, to you, every single one we've done has been bad.
Yeah, that's true.
I do like that it's becoming our sign off. Komi's like, all right, that's a piece of shit podcast, and then we did it.
Hey, I'm gonna look up podcast topics.
You did? Yeah.
Oh my god! Actually, my friend was talking to me about this recently. She was listening to this. She was listening to this podcast that some class.
Oh man, I thought you were gonna say this podcast. I was excited.
No, I wish.
And then your sentence continued. I was like, oh.
I think she is gonna start listening to this one. Hopefully.
Cool.
But some
What's her name?
classmates.
Let's give her a shout out so she has to listen to it. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off again.
Yeah, her name's Rachel.
Hey, Rachel, shout out Rachel. Rachel, thanks for listening to the podcast. Thanks for subscribing to the YouTube. Obviously, we know that you've done that as well. Following us on all social media platforms. Even though John doesn't like social media, that's okay. We'll be on TikTok soon. Rachel, shout out to you, Rachel. Thank you, Rachel.
And be
All right,
sure
I
to
got one.
also, while you're at it, give a look at An Hour in Black and White with Jonathan and Spencer.
I'm gonna bleep that out.
Yeah, please, absolutely pick that up.
Alright,
I got one. I got one good one. And I hope you're okay with this. I'm going to talk about it for a second. Corian's nephew.
Oh,
I was just in the middle of something.
Oh, you were? I'm sorry. I wasn't paying attention. Go on. Keep talking.
I mean, to be fair, I don't actually think it was that good, but it will tie in with what you're doing. This friend was listening to another podcast by classmates of ours who, in a different course, who are making a podcast, and most
Fucking
of their
lame, dude.
I
Like,
know, and most of their content. This is really fucking embarrassing for me. Most of their content is they just pull up Reddit posts and read the Reddit posts.
we almost did that lame shit, didn't we? Thank God I curbed it, huh?
Yeah, I'm really glad you did too. She shat on it. She was like, "It's so lazy. You're interpreting someone's interpretation. You're not actually adding anything new to the conversation."
Well,
etc.
let's make sure she skips the first like 3 episodes and then she can start watching from
I
there.
mean, we did it on one episode.
Yeah, but there's residue of that in.
Fair enough.
No, that's funny. That what
So
will they listen? Will they listen to this pod? They probably won't listen to this podcast.
I think she'll listen to an episode or
No,
two.
not
and
her,
like
not
to-
her. The friends who made the podcast.
Oh no, they're not friends. They're not friends.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
They're
fuck
just a
you guys.
competitor.
Fucking idiots, stupid ass podcast. We hate it. What's the name of the podcast?
I don't actually know.
Yeah, that's exactly
That's a
that's
good name.
that's how many people know about the podcast. Don't even know the fucking name of it.
That's
All
right.
Brett. What were you saying?
It is bad.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
Corian's nephew is about to transfer schools to a place where he's going to have to start wearing a school uniform.
I thought you were about to say.
No, he's not a transition.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering,
All right.
going for nah, we don't need to talk about school uniforms. That's boring as fuck. Let's keep talking. Let's keep thinking.
It's like a
I
topic that
don't
you
want to
would.
talk about eating ass.
That's like a high school topic that you would write about in like creative writing in English class. Like, do you think that uniforms are good or bad? Explain why.
All right, what about gun control? We could talk.
Yeah. Well,
Corian wants me to talk about eating ass. I don't think I want to do that right now.
did she
Talk
really
about
say
eating
that?
out. Come
Huh?
on.
Did she really say that?
She did.
Wait.
We've had this conversation with Brett before. He's like really
Yeah,
against
I've been having this conversation with Brett for years, well
Yeah,
before he
since-
met Corian.
No,
I said he
absolutely,
was gonna fall in love
absolutely.
with someone and he was going to eat their ass.
Gentlemen, you'd be proud of him.
No, let's go.
Oh my god! Oh, I told you, Brett. I told you years ago.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a butt munch. Let's go, my boy Brett.
Oh my goodness! Oh, I'm too good at predicting things.
You know,
It was-
I was thinking about sending you those Hulk cans, and I was kind of on the fence about it. You're getting the Hulk cans, my friend.
You got to get him the whole can.
Let's go. Oh, let's
Do they come with a Hulk tongue?
come on. All right.
That's fucking.
I
That's
just
gross.
don't. I
That's
just think that school uniforms.
Yeah, we're not
should
going
be
back
just-
to that. Get out of here. We're talking about eating ass, my boy. Let's go.
All right, gonna tell my mom not to listen to this one.
Does she listen to the podcast?
No, she doesn't even think I have. I don't think
She
she knows
doesn't
I-
know. Yeah. Yeah. Well, good for you, Brett. Round of applause. You guys will get that later. Okay.
You're gonna add that in.
Surprisingly
Surprisingly clean.
good for her. Usually they're not, so it's fine. That's crazy.
She said I'll get toppings next time.
Oh,
Sorry.
Yeah, that's good for her. That's very funny.
yeah. I mean, funny for her. It's weirder to hear you say it.
No, I said it. She didn't.
Chocolate chips.
Christ.
Maybe clench.
Since Corian's there and we have like boring podcast topics. Does she want to pitch another one for us?
You want to talk about? Do you want to talk about getting another master's?
Oh fuck no!
How is that boring?
Another another master's degree for what reason?
He's considering getting a master's in aviation business.
Oh, okay. As long
Yeah.
as it's not like anything theater related, you're fine.
Well, God, no, you already did that useless thing once. You don't have to
Well,
do it
he
again.
can go to where John is and he can get another useless degree if he wants.
Yeah.
Well,
Which is
at least
hilarious, by the
John's
way.
doing it in a pretty place.
John's like, you know what? I've done it once and it was so shitty. Let me do it again.
That, I mean, kind of was the thought, actually. It was like, let me go do it right this time.
No, that's fair. I couldn't do it. The second I got out of school, I was like, and we're done. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
since ours was 2 years and this was only 1 year, it added up to a total of
3.
like 3, which thank
Oh, you
you.
guys are good at math. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I did 3 years of college. I was very proud.
Yeah, there you go.
3 is the magic number. Oh, Brett wants his what is this called? It's a microphone. He wants it back.
How did we go from the topic of Brett ate ass to all of a sudden? So Brett's considering getting a master's in aviation business.
I did think she was setting up a master's in ass eating joke.
That's
but
what I was thinking. I'm disappointed in you.
The reason why this is happening is because if I don't bring in topics, you guys don't have anything, and then the podcast goes to shit. So now I know that every single day, every single time we do the podcast, I have to bring something in. So noted. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that.
Oh, here's what I will say. I've been working at that alligator and crocodile place. Oh, I got something to talk about. This is funny. I don't care. No, they're not listening, so I'll talk about it. First of all, I've been working there for 2 weeks now,
Gets fired.
taking care of alligators and crocodiles. I've only been injured one time. It was by the fucking owner's beagle. He
Yikes.
grabbed down on my finger and started thrashing. But anyway, that place is the business is over there is run like, I'm not going to name what it is, but the business over there is not run well. The zoo is.
Let me just caveat by saying that I think that we've already in the last podcast we talked about it, and I think you named the place. So should I have to go? I haven't posted the podcast. Should I go back?
No,
and
I
edit
don't care.
that
No
out?
one's listening. No one's
All right,
listening.
go ahead.
No one over there who's no one's gonna care. So we had an employee that last week quit in the most unprofessional way. So she called in on a day there were birthday parties, we had tours at the zoo, and we were doing the Renaissance Festival. She quit. She didn't quit. She called in sick, claiming she had a UTI.
Yuck.
Yeah, it was disgusting. And that's what we texted her. We said, stay away, dirty. But then so we had to scramble to figure out what to do because we were understaffed that day because of that. She called in the day of. Next day, she did the same thing again. Next day, she did the same thing again. Finally, she just quits. She said, actually, I'm not very sick. I really just am having don't really want to do this job anymore. I'm having a lot of problems with it. It's not really what I want to do, and I'm so sorry. And she quit. It was the most unprofessional thing. And I have the text messages of her quitting. It's the most unprofessional thing I've ever seen. But she still worked. She still did the work. And the manager, the owner of the zoo, texted her back, and I quote, saying, "Same shit as always. You won't be receiving your final paycheck."
Wait, is he allowed to withhold her paycheck? I don't think he's
No,
allowed.
it's totally illegal. It's
Yeah.
totally illegal.
All right, just know not to cross John. John will
And I
fuck
was
you up if you cross him.
You will not be receiving your final paycheck.
Same shit as always.
So I texted her and I said, I understand why they would be mad that what you did was very unprofessional, but if they actually don't pay you, please let me know and I'll get something figured out because they need to pay you legally. This is going to come back to bite us in the ass.
Yeah.
It's going to end up being like a whole fucking lawsuit. They're going to go from people having to deal with a bad employee to people having to people not paying their employees.
Yeah. I was thinking about the whole you working there, and I was wondering if, let's say, like theoretically, right? Like once a month, you sold a crocodile. You think they would notice?
Yeah,
Like
they don't have that many crocodiles. If I started selling alligators, no, they would not notice.
Oh, sorry, alligators. Yeah. So like maybe once a month you sell one, like a underground deal. You know what I'm saying? Nobody really. You don't think that they wouldn't notice, right?
No.
How much do you think you can get for each of them? I might have a
Couple
person to buy them.
A few $100.
Yeah. Well, all right. Yeah, I don't got nothing.
Alligators aren't that expensive, dude. People buy them as babies all the time, put them in a fish tank, they get too big, and then they send them off to Fish and Wildlife to get euthanized or to get sent to a sanctuary somewhere.
Oh, that's sad.
We had somebody drop off a tortoise this morning. A giant 180-pound tortoise got dropped off this morning because they didn't want to take care of him anymore. Is Komi
Right.
done?
I mean,
I think Comey's genuinely annoyed that we didn't bring anything in.
no, I'm not.
Neither did
annoyed.
he.
Well, yeah,
Hey,
but Comey always brings stuff in. To be fair to him, he does do a lot of work for this podcast.
hang on a minute. I'm looking up other issues that we can talk about. Let's see.
The fact that you have to Google shit is crazy.
Let's see what we can do.
Nah, fuck that. Let me see. What's going on in my life? Oh, Leon just had a fucking those of you who don't know, Leon is my best friend. No. So Leon just recently had a interview over the phone for an MLM, which is great.
What's that?
Multi-level marketing scheme.
Okay, there you go.
Pyramid scheme, essentially. A version of a pyramid scheme, I'll say.
Which
So
one?
what's the
Do they
name of
call
it?
themselves? Is it going to be a senior business analyst or is it going to be a recruiter?
Yeah, well, he's some type of recruiter. So he was on the phone with the woman, and I'm not going to mention her name or the company because I don't know them. But she's marketing so fucking hard, and she's selling him on the business. She's like, oh, I've never worked for a company that's any better than this company, and oh, you she poses it as you can make your own business within the company. So the
Okay,
business,
because she's going to make money if he joins.
yeah, absolutely, it's a fucking multi-level marketing scheme. So she's like, if you already have friends and family who need work, you could have them work under you, and you can get residual income from them for your entire life. It's just like, god damn. She usually that's like the 14th fucking meeting. She's like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it in the first meeting. Let's see if it works.
Yeah, that's what happened, dude. I had an interview with one of those places, and the dude was just like, "So we really love you. We're really impressed with your resume." Meanwhile, my resume just says
There's
nothing on
nothing.
it. We're really impressed. My resume is theater. He goes, "We're really impressed with your resume. We really love to have you on."
you give
So
them your theater resume and headshot.
we're gonna start you with 50. We're gonna start you out at a 50 to a $75,000 job, and you're gonna do this for 2 to 3 months till you work your way up to 80 to 90,000. And by the time
Woo!
after about 1 year, you're gonna be a senior in the company. You're gonna be a senior recruiter, and they tend to make 120 to 150,000. How does that sound to you? And I was like, it sounds like the window blinds behind you should probably be fixed at that price. Like, you look like shit.
Yeah.
I looked up good hot button topics on Reddit, and one of them just says Jews.
Stop. We cannot be reading Reddits. I'm anti-Reddit now.
It just says Jews. They were hot button issues. Komi was bringing up. I'm not going to name anybody, but Komi was bringing up a mutual friend of both of ours who
Oh God.
who said the most anti-Semitic shit last year, and I just want to hear how Komi can defend him. This guy,
You don't need to put me on this hot seat like that. That's crazy. That's why would you do that?
because you tried to defend him last year. I want to hear you
No,
do it
I
again.
didn't. He was
Yeah,
speaking. No, I wasn't. He was speaking.
Oh, I remember you guys telling me about this.
Okay, look.
So this is
Getting back
during,
into
This
the
is
cryptic
a great
territory.
topic to bring up because I feel like every single episode. Actually, I won't even say that. Look, all I'm going to say is the man was speaking his mind, and whether or not it be bigoted, that's up to him.
Notorious defense of all racists. I was just speaking my mind.
No.
It's a joke. I was
So
just speaking my mind.
we're gonna say his name is Johnny, and this is
Can
right.
we not?
Yeah.
Can we not do that?
What?
Lil Johnny.
Can you just choose any other name?
Oh, sorry about that, John.
That's all right.
We're gonna say his name. We're gonna say his name is
Tony.
His name's Coney.
Tony with a T.
Tony is good. Tony is.
So his name is Tomi M. Liblu.
Okay, well, stop that. Don't do that. But no.
So
Okay.
Tony was. This is right after the Kanye West quote came out.
Yeah.
Kanye West did not say anything cryptic. He did not say anything semi anti-Semitic. Kanye West said it's time to go DEFCON 5 on the Jews.
Okay, theoretically, All right.
Oh God.
I was gonna say this. Okay. Theoretically, DEFCON 5 isn't the last DEFCON. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay.
Look up
I feel
what-
like
So
there's.
he was saying it's not the final solution, it's the penultimate solution.
Oh no. Okay, I'm gonna let me back out of this. Never
Yeah,
mind.
I might just take a few steps backward, Komi.
It's not the final solution, but you're getting there. There's a few steps until that
the
last solution.
DEFCON 5 is the highest level of DEFCON.
Oh, so it
I
is.
think he said DEFCON 3 then. I think he said DEFCON 3.
Whatever it is, he said we
Yeah.
need to be on
Look,
high
it
alert.
wasn't good. It wasn't good. Regardless of what he said, it wasn't
And then he
great.
spelled DEFCON as DEFCON. He also did that. Let's not forget that.
Yeah.
And Tony said what did Tony say?
He's like, look, I get it. Pretty much, pretty much like, yeah, I get it, you know?
And
He's
he
like,
knew I was Jewish.
I don't think he did. I don't think he
Yes, he
did.
did because he and I talked about theology and everything.
I'm sorry. This guy said, "Look, I get it." And Komi,
No,
you
it wasn't
you-
that. He probably said something similar to he said something.
No, he
and
was
you're
like,
saying
we
he
just have to
just was
see he
speaking his
basically,
mind.
he basically said, well, you need to see it from his perspective.
something like that, yeah.
And then the whole thing with what's his name, the guy
Kyrie Irving, I think.
Kyrie, yeah, with
Kyrie.
Irving, that whole thing came out, and he was like, well, he was just reposting something he liked.
Now, I think I got a question here. I got a question here. In defending this guy,
Why would you defend him, John? Jesus
no,
Christ.
no, you, Komi, in defending,
No. What are you doing?
are you actually defending Kanye and Kyrie? Like how is it different?
Okay, I'm gonna have to clip this entire section out because this is crazy. You guys,
No,
I feel
I'm
like
sorry,
being-
you have to clip this out, but not like all the shit earlier about little people.
that's fine.
Yes.
What do you mean? I don't think
how do we feel about banking in Switzerland?
You mean because of the gold they stole from the Jews during World War II? Is that
No,
how
like
do
all the offshore accounts in Switzerland. How do we feel about that?
we feel about offshore accounts?
Yeah,
how do you feel about this Swiss bank, Bank Suisse?
Um,
how about Detroit?
I-
What are our thoughts on Detroit?
Okay, you know what? This is gonna
I
be a
feel
good
like
bit. This is
Detroit-
good. Go down the
Detroit is
list.
on the
Go down
come
the
up.
list.
All right,
Sorry?
let's see. What do you mean
I
difficult?
have heard, I have no way of knowing, but I have heard Detroit is on the come up. I think Detroit has gotten a lot of bad press in the past 10 years.
I mean, what?
Rightfully so. What do you mean? Bad
Yeah.
press.
And I'm looking forward to its redemption arc.
That's like saying SF has gotten bad press. Uh-oh. Actually, I shouldn't say that. Oh.
I mean, SF has gotten bad press, no?
Yeah, because yeah,
John?
what's up?
Hi, me again. Was wondering, do you guys ever talk about like the different like toxic masculinity podcasts that are out there? Just saying, might be
No,
fun
but
for
we
you
should.
theater people.
We should get into it.
Yes.
Definitely not being one of those podcasts ourselves. We should.
What kind of podcast are we talking about?
Like the ones where men basically are going on about how they can't find a high quality woman.
So you mean
Mm.
this podcast?
No, I mean we already have one high quality woman here, so
Oh shit!
you're fine.
Round of applause.
I'm not trying to be funny, darling. So but the whole thing, yeah, talk about that and or at least do some research on it and hear about it.
No, I
'Cause
mean it's
those
like
guys are
it's the whole
douchebags.
red pill thing, right? I mean, who cares? But I mean, good. I won't say decent podcast topic. Thank you, Corian.
You know what? You know what content you can hear on a lot of those podcasts
What?
is those guys ranking who they can make fun of in society.
Why would they do that? That's insane. I wouldn't believe that they would do such
I
a
think
thing.
of all our episodes, this episode bears the closest resemblance to the podcast that Corian is talking about.
All right. Look, this
Brett, we can't hear you. You're Brett. You're muted or your mic's unplugged.
This is gonna be a
Oh,
short,
there we go. Is that better?
Yeah,
I
this is
can-
gonna be a
What
short
I find
episode.
hilarious is the fact that Komi is so pissed off we didn't bring in topics, as if we can't just have a conversation for an hour between the three of us.
Which
Honestly-
was also the pitch of the podcast that he brought to us originally. He was like, I just want to chill with the homies on Sundays. I just want to
Yeah,
hang
but,
out
like,
and talk to you
I
guys.
gotta
I miss
bring
you
at
guys.
least once, like an offer. Bring an offering to the table, man. Like,
We do.
You
We
guys
all
did.
bring our own. We all bring our own offerings. You bring current events. Brett brings fucking buck wild stories, and I bring just like stupid
Reddit
shit in my
posts.
mind.
It's kidding. I said Reddit.
Speaking
And
of Buck
Reddit.
Wild stories and toxic masculinity, this happened yesterday. I was working at the Renaissance Festival yesterday, and a dude comes into the tent with his stepdaughter, and this dude's like 5'10", clearly like tries to do bodybuilding, but he's kind of fat. And every single thing that he said was just about how tough he is and how strong he is. So I said, so if you want, I was working with the reptiles. I said, if you want to feed the tortoises, it's $3 feed one, $5 to feed two. He goes, how much to pick up a tortoise? And I said, well, we can't let you pick any of them up. He goes, no, I don't need to anyway. I deadlift 500 pounds. And I was like, all right, cool. I'm glad. And then he comes into our tent and he's got his stepdaughter there with him. She was 14 years old. I know this because she said, I'm going to get a snake when I'm 15. 14-year-old dressed up like a Renaissance Festival person dresses up. And she's in there holding one of the snakes. And she asks him to hold the snake. He goes, no, I don't need to hold that snake. I'm not going to hold it unless it's an anaconda. I don't hold any snake that's less than the size of an anaconda.
This motherfucker tough as shit. God damn.
He gave me a piggyback ride and everything. And then he's talking about bodybuilding. He's telling me I need to start taking testosterone. He's like, and then he asked me how I lost weight. I said I had surgery. He goes, oh, you had a pussy way.
No, he did not. You lied.
He did. And then this is the worst part. He's there with his stepdaughter. This is the worst part. The snake she was holding climbed into her bra. This is a 14-year-old girl. Snake she was holding climbed into her bra, and he goes, oh, it's trying to titty fuck you.
No.
I swear to God.
What the fuck?
I swear to God.
That's kind of gnarly.
Yeah, it was awful. So I went, that's a totally inappropriate thing to say about a 14-year-old girl. And
Oh,
then
good for you.
the other family that was in there started like nodding and shaking their head. And then this guy he just started laughing as if I was teasing him about it. And then she finally got it out from her bra, handed it over to him. She was also a little bit weird with him. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. She was a little bit also flirty with her stepdad. She handed it to, it was a totally weird.
Welcome to Florida.
Yep, Central Florida. She handed him the snake after she got it out. He's holding this baby snake that he wanted to be an anaconda. And he goes, well, if this is an anaconda, what you have to do is you have to keep it as far away from your throat as possible. He starts teaching the whole tent about how to hold an anaconda. And I was like, and then I turned to the family that was there. I said, he is the definition of toxic masculinity. The mom goes, mm-hmm. And then I just turned to the guy and I went, yeah, that's right. If you're holding a snake, you have to hold it in your hands. He was a little too drunk to realize I was teasing him.
Careful, you don't lose your job. Man, the way that he's handling them snakes, no, he might.
Yeah, he could probably deadlift you, Brett.
He did give me a piggyback ride.
Actually?
Yeah.
How did that happen?
I thought you were joking.
I thought you were joking. Yeah.
No, after the whole tortoise thing, he left, and then he came back to our tent. And I had gone.
He shows up. He's like, "Hey, man, you want to fuck
Hey, you want a piggyback ride?
Hey, let me throw you on like a piggy."
Brett's
Hey.
like, "Me? Really? Oh shit!"
Well, no, he comes back and he gave the person I was working with a piggyback ride.
But how did that happen? We don't get.
Why?
I realize it happened, but how did it happen?
What is the context
I
behind
just came
giving
back from
someone a
lunch and he was just
piggyback
riding
ride?
his back.
What the fuck, man? That's
And
so
then he got down
strange.
and then I went, do me. I went, my turn.
Well,
Does Corianne have a specific toxic podcast she in mind, like Joe Rogan or?
okay, relax.
I mean, that's
No,
100% the kind of podcast she's talking about.
No, I don't think so. I
Because-
think she's talking about like more red pill shit.
Yes. No, what I was talking about was what's his name? Ethan something. He has a podcast, and he was
Ethan Klein?
Yes.
No, Ethan
Oh,
Klein?
No. Well, okay. Well, hold on. So Ethan Klein was talking to a toxic masculinity podcast, and they were asking him questions. They were like, "Well, how do you go about finding a high quality woman? Like you're talking about all this."
I know what podcast she's talking about. It's
the two.
Yeah,
one of them is
it's,
African American. I forget the
Fresh-
other one.
fresh and fit. That's what she's talking about.
Yes. So he basically was responding to them. He goes, well, if you're looking for wife material and the only way you're looking for them is on sugar daddy sites, what exactly are you looking like? What are you hoping to find?
No,
And
the two
it was the
dudes who host
response
that
to
podcast. The two dudes who host that podcast are fucking clowns. First of all, one of them is like he just paid. I don't know. As far as I know, like a lot of these people in that space, like literally are the opposite of what they are what they like rile against or rail against. Rail against. So like they're like, oh, don't be a don't be a simp or don't be a such, and they're literally that thing, and it's kind of hilarious. Like it's like seeing a politician who's like, oh, we don't like the gays, and then they're in the bathroom sucking some dick, likely, and so.
Jesus
Okay,
Christ.
I think we've all taken a turn now, just recognizing that this is the worst episode we have ever recorded.
I think it's one of the best ones. I'm having a good time.
I mean, I'm having fun. Do I think we've created good content? Not so much.
What are you guys' thoughts on like criticism of Walmart?
What? What is this, bro?
What?
What is this?
What about
Oh, he's going down the list. Okay.
He's just going down a list. He
what
has
about
said he
what
has
what
600.
about the September 11th attacks?
They're bad. They
What
were
are our
bad.
thoughts about them?
Yeah, let's talk about 9/11. Where were you on 9/11?
I was four.
I was in Virginia, probably in class.
Yeah.
John.
I was 4, and I have a very vivid memory of my parents getting a call from the people we carpooled with to preschool.
Oh, really?
And they were like, "Turn on the TV," and I mean that was that.
It was a house phone, wasn't it? House phone.
I was
think
in.
it was
I was.
a
I have
house phone.
actually.
I saw one of the
Yeah,
I
planes.
have
right.
kind of a fun 9/11 story. I was in
Oh,
preschool.
one of those fun 9/11 stories.
Yeah. I was in preschool and we were watching. I swear to God, this is real. It's a really vivid memory. We were watching Dragon Tales. Right while we were like doing whatever our preschool things we
On
did.
TV,
And
boy.
9 a.m. was. We were watching Dragon Tales on PBS, and then all of a sudden it switched from Dragon Tales, and there was just a tower collapsing.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
fucking.
And all the kids, we all started freaking out a little bit.
He's
My
like,
dad
"This
came
isn't
to pick me
Dragon
up
Tales."
early. Yeah, we were like, what happened to Dragon Tales?
Dang, Dragon Tales was the shit, man. Oh man, so many good TV shows growing up, man. My goodness.
Yeah, do kids these days have any TV shows, or is it all like online? I know they have like
Peppa
Bluey,
Pig.
and they have like Peppa Pig and Paw Patrol, but I'm talking about like a little bit older kids. Like when we had Codename Kids Next Door.
Yeah.
We had Jimmy Neutron, we had Timmy Turner, we had all these kids, these shows that were good for like, here's a good topic. All these shows that were good for like 9 and 10 and 11-year-olds. But
Yeah.
there's a lot of good
Oh,
content.
you were watching them when you were 10. I was watching them bitches when I was like 17. But yeah, okay, cool.
No, you don't, but I mean like aimed for like 10-year-olds.
What were you doing when you were 10, Komi?
He was in a refugee camp.
No, that's not true.
Oh, fuck.
That's not true. Well, I was in San Diego. I was in middle school.
Yeah. I thought it was younger that you moved.
Oh, when were you a refugee?
When I was 10. I don't fucking just a fucking guy. No, man. It was like fucking 2 years old guy. This guy.
Oh, so that would have been Dragon Tales age.
No, but I still watched Dragon Tales when I grew up. I was watching Dragon Tales
Yeah,
when I was
Dragon
like
Tales at
17,
refugee
dog.
camps?
Komi, stop
What
it,
the
Brett.
fuck is wrong with this
Stop
guy?
it. Komi got to the US at age 3 and was like, shit, I got so much content to
I gotta
catch
catch up on. Yeah, dude. Oh, I remember the first time I watched Teletubbies. This is crazy. This is a crazy story. You guys know this is an insane story. The first time I watched Teletubbies, my brother was at school that day, and I watched Teletubbies, and I couldn't wait for him to get home. And when he got home, I was like, "Yo, I fucking watched Teletubbies. I watched the fucking Teletubbies." He's like, "Okay," and he wasn't as excited as I thought he would be, but that's the story.
Now,
You
why
have
were
no
you,
idea
why
what I
were you
just
so
watched.
excited about it?
Because it was a fucking Teletubbies. Oh my goodness. Imagine being like in those suits and just like having to act like a
Have you seen what they look like on set?
No, I haven't.
They're like 7 feet tall.
Oh wow.
Okay, wait, actually, this is a good topic though, because what you brought up, Brett, is essentially like all the shows, all that like specific demographic content has just been kind of cannibalized by YouTube.
Yeah,
And-
exactly. Like there's no like TV shows aimed for 10-year-olds or 11-year-olds or teenagers anymore.
I think we don't think that is because we just don't watch TV. Like I'm sure
Yeah,
there's stuff for them.
granted, we don't. Well,
Yeah.
but the thing is, like cable and satellite is way less common, so that kind of stuff doesn't get created the same way. Like it would all be streaming, right?
But we all
Yeah.
know. But what I mean is, like, we all know what Bluey is. We all know what Paw Patrol is. We all know what Peppa Pig is, even though we don't watch those shows. So where are the popular shows that are aimed for people over that age?
I'm sure they exist. I just don't think that those types of people are in our lives. Like I don't have anybody who's like 10 to 13 who's like actively in my life.
I don't really have the kids in my life that much either. Though.
Yeah. So
Like
the
usually
majority
have
of the kids who are in my life are like probably fucking 1 to 4, 1 to 5.
Well,
So
Corian's nephew and niece, they're like 9 and 11, 9, 11, and they throw back to a few minutes ago, and they still watch that, like
throw back to
Phineas and Ferb.
2001 actually. But yeah.
They still watch Phineas and Ferb, and they still
Oh
watch the show.
man.
Yeah, they watch the shows that we grew up on,
Take me
but
back.
they don't
bro.
have their own. They don't have any shows of
Yeah,
their own.
because all those shows have come back on streaming services for people our age. But then since there's no content being created for people that age, that's just what they end up watching, I think.
Do they watch? Do they have any shows that we don't watch? Like
I'm
I know
sure
they
they
watch
do.
a lot of YouTube.
No, I mean they watch a lot of old shows now.
They watch all the shows that we grew up on.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's what is still out. Like it's what's available on streaming services.
This is the most fucking boring podcast we've ever done ever.
Yeah, I mean,
You'll
I
probably
don't know
get-
about
you'll
airing
probably-
this one, to be
We'll
honest.
probably get taken down on all platforms because of how fucking boring it is.
I don't think it was that bad. You want to make this? You want to publish a lost episode and make this one the lost episode?
Honestly, did you find the last episode?
Yeah, it's on my
No.
computer.
No, you didn't.
Yeah,
If that's the case, I'm low key almost down to do that.
let me double check and make sure I still have it.
Although we say episode 7 at the beginning of this, and then I'm sure we say episode 2 or whatever
Nah,
at the beginning.
this is episode 8.
Oh, 8, yeah.
That's how I know you're not paying attention, John.
Also, there's some good shit in here. It's weird. We have little pockets of good moments, but we don't have our normal consistency.
Yeah, our normal episode 8 consistency.
Yeah.
I liked it. I had fun.
All right. Well, I mean, this is not an hour, but we can wrap it up because.
Well, I got a question.
Oh yeah. Okay. Cool.
Do you guys want to end this one, or you're gonna have to cut this out? Do you want to end this one and just start a new one?
I'm not cutting it out. Wait. So you want to bank another episode?
We have plans.
Yeah. Just record episode 9.
John. Brett has plans.
Fuck.
Hang on, dude, what do you think?
The one time, bro. No. You guys do your thing, bro.
No,
Don't
yeah.
worry.
Do not accommodate this request.
But I'm off tomorrow too.
All right, tomorrow's no good for me.
Yeah, all right. Well,
Okay, this is all.
hang on. It's 6:30 right now.
Yeah, we are recording right now. We cannot be doing this.
No, we absolutely. It's okay.
No,
Who
let's
cares?
do
It's
it.
fine.
Let's do it.
You're looking at your schedule while on the podcast. Like, can we do
All right,
another
hang
one
on,
right
guys.
now?
So I have to work from 8 to 6.
Oh, Dad. Now we can call it an episode here. I'm sorry, guys. This was the worst episode ever. If you made it through this episode, make sure to email us at our email.
He
will be in
doesn't
the
even know the email.
Wait, why would I know the? Do you know the email?
Yeah.
What is
It's
it?
ahill to the number dieupon@gmail.com.
Fuck.
Yeah, to randomly die upon.
I hate it. I couldn't put to die on. Okay, fine. Make sure to email us at a hill to die upon, and we'll send you a $5.
Make sure it's the number 2, not the word
Don't
2.
tell them that.
I'm not sending anybody $5. What the
send you-
fuck? What is this?
John will send you a $5 gift card to your. Just type in whatever you want. If it's Neiman Marcus, if it's
No, if you
Amazon.
made it through this
$5
episode,
to
if you made it
Neiman
through this
Marcus.
episode,
you can get a piece of gum at Neiman Marcus.
We'll give you a $5 certificate to Sotheby's auction house.
All right, that's been the podcast. Again, I apologize profusely for them not bringing in any topics. Next time, I know better. I'm so
there you
sorry,
go.
guys.
Apologizing for us again, Brett.
It is.
Yeah.
I apologize, and this has been episode
Typical.
8 of A Hill to Die On.
What do you guys think about like free to bet?
All right, bye. We should have. Nah, okay, bye.
That's a great spot to end it.
Oh shit.